Hello, and today me and Steve
Hello.
a review of Aerosmith's latest album, Music from Another Dimension. So, do you have anything to say before we start?
Well, no, I think we should wait till the end of all the songs that we've reviewed to give our overall thing.
Well, of course, I have a few things just to say before we start. That this is Aerosmith's first album since their 2001 album, Just Push Play. And the thing that certainly got me excited for this album was the fact that it's being produced by, or was produced by Jack Douglas, who produced the main Aerosmith album in the 70s, which most fans tend to call their heyday. So, yeah, shall we get started on the tracks then?
Yeah, okay. You can.
Okay, so the first track is Love XXX. And, I mean, the first thing, obviously, we have to talk about this is the 55-second speaking intro.
Oh, dear.
What the hell are they doing with that?
That was really needless. I thought, I know I was listening to it. Well, we were both listening to it while we were on Skype to each other. But I know when we were talking about this before, we mentioned Civil War by Guns N' Roses as an example of how where talking can work at the start of the thing. But this went on and on and on. And the fact that it was really weird and sci-fi as well. It was like really strange.
Similar style talking in sort of a weird way, like on Dream Theater's Metropolis Part 2 album. They introduce it with a fairly decent talking section, but it works very well as it's a concept album in the concept of this. It just feels massively out of place with the music, and the album...
And it doesn't really go with the rest of the...
Exactly, it's like the guys just say he has control of like the volume and whatever, and it's like, yeah, if you're the producer, you probably should. Yeah.
And to be honest, this put me off to the off the rest of the song. To be honest, because while I was listening to it, I was thinking, well, what the hell was that at the start of it?
It does off-put you to the rest of the song, but I still found that it was a decent song, to be honest. I think overall it was not a bad song. I mean,
without the talking, it would be all right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was that bad a song. It was just that talking completely ruined it for me, really.
Wasn't the best start to the album.
And also a weird thing about that song, there was backing vocals by Julian Lennon in it.
Mm.
So, track 2 is Oh Yeah. What do you think of this one, then?
Well, I think we disagree on this one. I thought it was all right, not that catchy, but you.
Well, I think it's one of the best songs on the album.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really nice groove to it, a great catchy chorus, and the use of backing singers is really nice. Even though, scarily, I found out that the main backing singer on it is some American Idol person.
Is it the one that sings later?
No, it's not. It's Lauren Aloysia, I think. I don't know how to say it.
I've never seen it. Well, I have seen it, but I don't watch it.
That was quite well.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a good song, but better than Love XXX.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Wait, but then track 3 is Beautiful.
I thought this it was a weird sounding guitar intro chord-wise, but it was surprisingly nice chorus, nice verse, quite catchy as well.
Well,
the verse, was a bit of a letdown. I put it here, but
it's, to be honest, I found it was quite weird and not that good. But the chorus was certainly good. Yeah. I thought the chorus was really good, to be honest.
I put the lead guitar part fits well under the vocal melody as well.
It did. Yeah, it wasn't one of the lead guitar parts on the album, I'd say, but it was certainly decent.
Yeah. Okay.
Then we get to Tell Me, and this is an acoustic song, really. It certainly starts acoustically, and I think it's it's a decent ballad.
Yeah, it was quite catchy. I was listening. I had it in my head. I had to get it out of my head before I could listen to the next one. Quite a nice solo bridge thing, which fitted well with the rest of the song.
Yeah, it's a nice chorus and not a bad song, but it feels a tad bit fillery.
Yeah.
Okay, so track 5 is Outgo the Lights.
I like that. I liked it. It was kind of a catchy tune. It was like a swing type rhythm thing, like a dotted rhythm.
I have to say, I think the lyrics especially are absolutely abysmal on this one. I mean, one of the lines was something like "Roses are red, my lips are you." I mean,
yeah, the lyrics weren't its strong point, I have to say. But why did it stop in the middle after like 4 minutes?
Oh, it should have just stopped there. It went on for like another 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it made it really repetitive as well after that. It's like, what is it, like a 6 minute something song?
It's about 6.5 minutes, I think. Yeah, something like that, at least 6. And it was just stupid. It should have ended. I think it was around the 4-minute 30 mark, and it just should have ended there.
It could have ended there. It would be perfectly fine if it would have ended there, because it wouldn't be too over repetitive. But after that, it just basically repeated everything.
The chorus is not that bad. They had a good structure for the song, and it worked well for that amount of time. Just too long.
Yeah.
They've been cut. Considering how long the album is, it's not a short album.
It dragged a bit near the end.
It did. And certainly, this is one of the songs to me, "Legendary Child." That felt like filler, to be honest.
Yeah. It had I think this was the one that I thought had an okay bridge thing, but a solo thing. Yeah.
I felt very lackluster chorus and fairly dull, to be honest. I mean, it just didn't grab me at all.
Yeah, the guitar, that solo thing was like the only.
Yeah, that was the only reasonable part of it.
Obviously, then we come to "What Could Have Been Love," which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think we both agree completely. This is the best song on the album. It's a fantastic single, the first single from the album, and it's fantastic. It has everything you want from more, modern Aerosmith. It's certainly not like the 70s stuff. It still has that over the juice sort of, permanent vacation crying type sounds. But it's a good song. It's a very good song.
There's not really much we can say about that's bad about this thing, if anything.
To be honest, it's a good example of an Aerosmith song. Still, it sort of does show. On this album, I was expecting a slightly rawer, more 70s Aerosmith, and was fairly disappointed in that in general. I found production-wise, it was a bit overproduced.
How this song there was.
Yeah. Okay, so now we get to Street Jesus, which I have had quite a few people praise quite a bit. But
it was much faster than the others, wasn't it? This was the one that was really upbeat.
I was impressed by it, to be honest. I found it quite mediocre.
Yeah. There was that needless thing, like around 1 minute, wasn't there? Where it went,
It's weird, that sound effect. I mean, I don't get why that was there.
They do that in some of the modern day pop songs. I don't understand why they would include it in this album, to be honest.
Exactly. To me, the entire song just felt like filler. It was too long, I found, and just not very memorable, to be honest. Like, honestly can't remember the tune.
The only good thing was the bridge thing that I thought I think they had it like the best.
I really liked the solo
on the album.
Probably the best on the album, yeah. Really good solo by Perry, but the rest of it, no.
They should have put it with a different song.
They should have done, to be honest, would have been better. So, track 9, I have a feeling we have quite a bit to say about Can't Stop You.
Should I just read out the exact words that I wrote?
Go on then.
Okay, so it's "Can't Stop Loving You" featuring Carrie Underwood. Who the fuck is that?
If you don't know, she is a country star who won American Idol season 4 in 2005.
Fantastic. Anyway, I wrote shit verse chorus pop structure. Carrie Underwood not needed. Steven Tyler could have and should have sung it 10 times better. Trying to appeal to mainstream audience - rant in all caps 3 exclamation marks. So yeah, they're trying to appeal to another branch of the public, really, to be honest.
Aerosmith trying to branch out to a sector that they don't need to. They don't need to try and become.
They have a pretty strong fan base anyway, to be honest.
They have a very strong fan. I consider that a very commercial band. I mean, a lot of their stuff is extremely commercial. Like things like "Don't Want to Miss a Thing," for example. Very commercial, catchy rock songs. They don't need to try and appeal to more of a commercial audience. A lot of Aerosmith fans would say they've appealed far too much already. And this just step too far.
And things like "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" is like there's not many people who wouldn't like that type of thing because it's not like massive rock, but rock fans still like it, and like pop, it's not too heavy for people who like normal songs like that. And
more to both, but this it's just
yeah.
all about selling soul to the devil. I mean, Carry Underwood was not needed. As you said, Steven Tyler could easily have sung that bit 80 times better than her.
Yeah, I know. It was ridiculous. Why? I hadn't even heard of it before. That's probably because I'm not from America.
Well, I have been looking her up, and she does actually seem to be quite known in America. So she was even more how he's trying to appeal to that more mainstream audience.
Yeah. But he must have known that like no one from England will know who she is or anything.
I don't think he'd care what people from England think that much, to be honest. I mean, he's mainly appealing to the American audience, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's away from that to another.
We have
filler, let's say, Love Her a Lot.
And I mean, what I have for this is filler from beginning to end doesn't warrant further discussion with my notes.
Yeah, I remember that. I've written filler, repetitive, Scylla Bridge, alright compared to the rest of the song, but that's still not saying much.
Exactly. It's just a really unmemorable, forgettable song. Should have been left out. There's any tracks on this album that should have been left out.
There are 3 bonus tracks on there that we didn't review because they were bonus tracks.
Deluxe edition, yes. I mean, why they even needed to include bonus tracks on this?
I haven't actually listened to them yet. I had the opportunity to, but I decided not to.
Fair dues.
I'll probably listen to them after this, actually, just to see if it holds any, like...
So then we get to We All Fall Down, and this is a piano-driven ballad.
I really like this. I've written good from start. When like near the beginning-ish, when he sings "We All Fall Down," then there's a silence, and it like then it starts back up again, and it's
I thought it was definitely a nice ballad. I thought it was nicely paced. It builded nicely throughout. Interestingly, it wasn't actually written by the band.
Really, I didn't know that.
Some person, Diane Warren, for them.
No idea who that is. Yeah, and like as you say, building up. It was building up really slowly. Like the drums came in, like I don't know, quite late, like 2 minutes or something. In the second verse, halfway through. There was no bridge or anything either. It was just an overall nice ballad, to be honest.
Yeah, just building towards a nice climax towards the end. A song, I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
And then we get to Freedom Fighter featuring Johnny Depp on backing vocals, you know?
It was shit. Sorry.
Very generic song, very fillerish, not needed.
The bridge was crap as well.
It was. Everything about it was just unnecessary and pretty crap, yeah.
Let's just not talk about that. Closer, I put, it's between being a filler and being a good song. It's like in the middle of them two. There's quite good licks from on the guitar. Quite catchy, alright solo, but not, yeah.
Well, to be honest, I did quite like this track a fair bit, actually. I thought it had a very catchy chorus, very nice solo, and really liked the sort of bluesy licks throughout it.
Yeah.
I thought it worked very well, to be honest. Definitely a big step up in Freedom Fighter, but isn't saying much. But I did think it was okay, actually. It was slightly better than the filler, yeah. Track 14 is Something. Opinions on that?
Well, I think we said that this is the one that it was something that we didn't like, but we didn't know what it was.
Exactly, I just couldn't feel the song.
It should have been like a really good song. Right? There was nothing wrong with it.
There was nothing like particularly that stood out as, oh my god, this is bad. But it was just nothing that was like, yeah, this is all right. It's just there was something a bit off on it that I just can't quite put my finger on.
I didn't mind the solo though. I can't really remember it, but
I can't say I thought the solo was that good. I thought overall, again, it's one of those songs that it could have been omitted from the album to the album's benefit.
Yeah. Like Freedom Fighter.
Well, yeah, Freedom Fighters.
And if Street Jesus was taken off and that solo was put on a different song, then they would have a more well-structured album. be honest.
I agree that could have worked better actually. So should we talk about the last track, Another Last Goodbye, which was written by Desmond's Child, which is always a good thing in my book.
And it obviously proved very well because I really like this song.
So did I. It was a great way to end the album, certainly. Really nice ballad.
Really wide range of vocals, I remember now. He went fucking insane at the last. There was nice instrumentation. There wasn't like the usual instruments. There's like piano, flute, and like a small orchestra.
Flute, of course. Yeah, that was very nicely implemented in the song. Yeah.
And there were nice vocal harmonies as well. However, one bit completely fucking ruined it. The voice bit that was at the start came in back at the end. What the fuck was that, man?
I mean, I don't know why that came back. Or I suppose if they're going to have it at the beginning, they had to have it at the end. But again, what the hell was the point in that? It didn't make any sense. It was just so random. It was like some Twilight Zone-ish voiceover that didn't make any sense.
If we can find 5 people who like this, I don't know. I'll have to go and like destroy them or something. I don't understand how someone could enjoy that. Why would someone enjoy listening at the start of the album to a sci-fi, really electronic, boring voice that no one really listened to the words to? They just wanted it to be over for 55 seconds and then want it to come back at the end, waiting the whole album just to hear it at the end. Who would want that? No one would want that, is the answer.
Kind of fair for the concept of the album or the story, then yeah, it would have been understandable, but it wasn't. This album had the songs were completely unrelated to each other.
Like Street Jesus, fair enough, it was a nice tempo change, but it wasn't like built up. The only thing, what was it? Where is it? Street Jesus did was the fact that it was upbeat and it like kind of built up the pop feel to the Carrie Underwood one, but.
Yes, I suppose, yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of the purpose of it, to be honest.
Sort of warrants it being any form of concept and needing those absolute stupid voiceovers. Oh,
like the acoustic one, fair enough, it was, but it wasn't to do with anything, and there wasn't like 2 acoustic, there was like just that one, just there.
Yeah.
And Another Last Goodbye was quite random, but it was really good, so it doesn't really matter.
It was a good song, definitely. It gets fairly commercial, but it was a good song.
Yes, I quite liked it. So, obviously my favourite song was What Could Have Been Love. My second favourite was Another Last Goodbye, and my third one was Beautiful. To be honest, what were yours?
I would say first one, goes without saying, it's What Could Have Been Love. Second one, probably, maybe Oh Yeah, to be honest. Really did enjoy that song. And third one, probably maybe Another Last Goodbye or Beautiful. I'm not quite sure.
So Oh Yeah was the one we disagreed on the most in that.
Very much so, yeah.
So what's your overall verdict?
Overall, I think that this really isn't the big comeback album that many Aerosmith fans would expect. It's not a return to a war, a 70s sound that seemed to be promised. And I just thought that it was fairly disappointing overall, to be honest. I mean, it could have been good if it was shorter. It could have been very good, in fact, if they cut some of the songs. So much needless filler, like Freedom Fighter, arguably Street Jesus, just so many things that could have been cut, and it would have made it stronger. But still, if you're an Aerosmith fan, I'd say it's worth picking up, and I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, well, I know when we discussed this, I gave it a very, very generous mark, probably because it was like I've not done an album review, so I gave it a 7.5, but I think after listening to it again and considering it the next day, because I was at like 4 a.m. as well, wasn't it? Something like that. So yeah, I decided that I would give it I was gonna give it between a 6.5 and a 7 just for Yorku, but I think I'll go down and go to 6.5 because it was the songs that were good on the album were good, like What Could Have Been Love and The Last Goodbye, etc. But there was an excessive amount of fillers. The Carrie Underwood bitch person wasn't just completely needless, and it was just I mean, if you have one good song on the album, if you're trying to appeal to this audience, you don't just have one good song. because then they're going to try and listen to the rest of your songs and not like any of them. So there's no point doing that anyway. Like, so I don't understand. But yeah, 6.5.
Many things I don't understand, but certainly if you're looking for that older sound of Aerosmith, don't bother listening to this because you're not going to find it.
But you could listen to like the odd like song out of it, like the ones we've mentioned that were really good, like the last one, and What Could It Be Love. Obviously, listen to them if you haven't already. But like, don't bother listening to Street Jesus just because it has a good solo. Just don't.
But still, I have heard people quite like that song. I'm not quite sure why, but it's got better. We've given it.
Give us your opinions on the random voice as well, and of the needless thing in Street Jesus about around 1 minute. You'll know which bit I mean. It's the really outstanding bit that's shit.
It's just such a weird sound effect. It doesn't really match, but whatever. I suppose they'll do whatever they want.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah.
So I'd say that pretty much concludes our review, doesn't it?
So are we going to do more of these? Yeah, more detailed reviews?
I would say so, yeah.
Would you say these were more detailed than your usual ones, yeah?
I don't know. Well, I suppose having 2 points of view says and make it more detailed. So yeah,
it's been like 21 minutes, like 5 seconds. So
really long. Oh my god!
But yeah, I think giving 2 points of view kind of gives like a reinforces some opinions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so we might do another one. Are there any albums that you think we might?
Yeah, do suggest them definitely.
Okay, so can you think of any now that you might think will be coming up in the future, or should we just leave it as a cliffhanger, so to speak?
Leave it for the moment. We'll do some to feel there's some albums we want to, pretty much.
We'll discuss it after we've stopped.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't got a channel at the moment, by the way, for anyone who would want to. Yeah, but I might feature on David's channel into future.
Indeed.
Because you've got your specials coming up soon, haven't you?
My 1 year anniversary week.
And what was the other one? Your 50,000th video view. That was it, wasn't it?
My 50th album, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite cool actually. And your 150th subscriber. If you could get your 50, wait, 150th video, wasn't it? Instead, that's what I meant. So if you get your 150th video on your year anniversary, that'd be quite cool.
I'm trying to do that, yeah.
And your 50,000th video view. So yeah.
Anyway. I've gone past that mark.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Alright. Okay. Well, the other two then. Okay. Well, yeah. Sign off then.
So yeah, so this has been Steve.
Yep.
And me, obviously. So as usual, long live rock and roll.